The internet can feel like a crowded room where everyone is talking, but no one sees you. But what if it didn't have to be that way? What if, even in those noisy, lonely spaces, we could still find real connection? Whether it was in a new city, a silent scroll through social media, or sitting in a room full of strangers, today's story is for anyone who's ever felt alone, yet still hoped someone might reach out. Hi everyone, my name is Troy, and in this video, I will play the role of the TED speaker to share these ideas with you, like I am standing on the TED stage. This is the simplified version of a TED Talk. I made the English easier to help more people understand, especially if you're learning English. So, get ready to relax, enjoy the story, and maybe feel a little less alone. I want to tell you about someone. This is Jonny. It is Johnny, but it was spelled with an M by mistake. I say this in case you were wondering, because no one is perfect. Jonny is an alien. He was sent to Earth with a job to learn about humans. Jonny feels lost, alone, and very far from home. I think many of us have felt this way before. I know I have. I wrote this story about Jonny at a time in my life when I also felt like an alien. I had just moved to Cambridge and started my PhD program at MIT. I felt scared, lonely, and like I didn't belong there. But I had something that helped me. For many years, I was writing funny jokes and posting them on social media. I started doing this more and more. For many people, the internet can feel like a lonely place. It can feel like a big, never-ending space where you talk and talk, but no one hears you. But I felt better when I talked into this space. I shared my feelings there, and after some time, this big space started to talk back. I learned that this space was not empty and lonely. In fact, it was full of many people who were also looking into it and also wanted someone to listen. Now I know that social media has many bad sides. I do not want to say that these problems are not real. Being online can make you feel very sad, angry, or scared. It can feel like the world is ending. Still, I feel two ways about it, because I also know that many of my best friends are people I met online. I think this is because social media lets people speak honestly. It feels like you are writing in a secret diary, something very private, but at the same time, you want the whole world to read it. And I think that is one of the good things about it. You can see and feel things from people who are very different from you. And sometimes, this is a really nice thing. I know how lonely the internet can feel sometimes. So if you're here and you're listening, thank you for being part of this quiet moment with me. If you're enjoying this video and learning something new, especially if you're learning English, please like, subscribe, and leave a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts, or just say hi. Now, let's go back to the story, because what happened next on the internet truly surprised me. When I first used Twitter, I saw that many people were talking about mental health and going to therapy. They talked about it in a way that did not have the shame that we often feel when we speak about these things in real life. Because of them, talking about mental health became more normal. They helped me see that therapy was something that could help me too. Now, for many people, the internet sounds like a scary place. I think a lot of people feel that being online is something big and scary, especially if you are not already perfect, or if you don't know everything yet. But I believe the internet can be a good place to not know things. I think we can be excited about that. For me, it's very special to share the things we are not good at, our fears, our weak points, and our worries with other people. When someone says they feel sad, scared, or lonely, it actually helps me. It doesn't take away my own loneliness, but it shows me that I'm not the only one who feels lonely. As a writer and artist, I really care about making this feeling, this comfort in showing our true, weak self, something we can share with each other. I feel excited about taking what's inside, those invisible feelings that I don't always have words for, bringing them out into the light, finding the right words for them, and sharing them with other people. I hope this can help others also find words for their own feelings. Now, I know this might sound like a big idea, but really, I want to put these feelings into small and easy things. When we make them smaller and easier to understand, I think they can be more fun. I also think they help us see that we all have similar feelings. We are all human. Sometimes I do this by writing short stories. Sometimes I make a small book with pictures. And sometimes I just tell a silly joke online. For example, a few months ago, I shared an idea for an app. It was a dog walking app where a dog comes to your house and you must go outside and walk it. If any app makers are listening to this, please come talk to me after this talk. Or I often post about feeling nervous when I send an email. When I end an email with the word best, what I really mean is, I am trying my best. And that really means, please don't hate me. I promise I'm trying my best. Or when someone asks the usual question, if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be? My answer is, I would. Because I feel very lonely. And I see that when I post things like this online, people react the same way. They come together, they laugh, they feel the same feeling, and then they go on with their day. Yes, after people leave, I often feel alone again. But I think even small moments like that can mean a lot. For example, after I finished school in architecture and moved to Cambridge, I posted a question online. I asked, how many people in your life have you already had your last conversation with? I was thinking about my own friends who had moved to other cities or even other countries. I knew it would be hard to stay in touch with them, but something interesting happened. Other people started answering my question and shared their own stories. One person talked about a family member they had a fight with. Another person wrote about someone they loved who died suddenly. Someone else shared about their school friends who moved far away too. Then something even better happened. People didn't just talk to me. They started talking to each other. They began replying to one another, sharing their stories, giving comfort, and even reaching out to old friends or family they had not spoken to in a long time. Slowly, a small support group formed. It was like a little micro-community, a tiny online space where different people came together and helped one another. It felt warm and kind. I think every time we post something online, this can happen. There's a chance that a little group of people will find each other. A group of different people, like different creatures, can be pulled together. And sometimes, even in the messy and noisy world of the internet, you can find someone who really understands you. Sometimes that happens when you read the replies or comments and you find one that is very kind, or very funny, or very wise. Sometimes it happens when you decide to follow someone, and then you see that they are already following you too. And sometimes you look at someone you already know in real life. You read what they post online, and they read what you write. Then you realize you both like the same things. And that can help you feel closer to them. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you might even meet another person who feels like you. Another alien, someone who understands you in a deep way. When two people who feel like outsiders find each other in a strange place, that place starts to feel more like home. But I also feel worried, because as we all know, the internet doesn't usually feel like a good or kind place. Most of the time, it feels like a place where people don't understand each other, where people argue, fight, and get angry. There's too much noise, too much shouting, too much confusion. It often feels like complete chaos. And sadly, the bad parts of the internet can really hurt us. I believe that the websites and apps we use online, these platforms, were built in a way that either didn't think carefully, or worse, chose to let bad things happen. They allow bullying, lies, hate, and even violence to grow. And it feels like these platforms are not really trying hard enough to fix these problems. But still, maybe this is not great. I keep coming back to these online spaces. Many people do. Maybe because that's just where everyone is now. Sometimes I feel silly for caring so much about small, kind moments I find online. But I really believe these little human moments are not extra or unimportant. I don't think they're just an escape from the real world. Actually, I think these little moments of connection are the reason we go online. They matter. They are full of meaning. They remind us that we are alive, and that other people are alive too. These moments are like tiny safe places, just for a little while, that help us feel we are not as alone as we sometimes think. So yes, life can be hard. A lot of people feel sad. And yes, one day we will all die. But still, look at this. Life is bad. Everyone's sad. We're all gonna die. But I already bought this inflatable bouncy castle. So are you going to take off your shoes or not? This funny message is really a way to say, even if life is hard, we still have each other. We still have fun. We still have relationships. To me, the bouncy castle is a symbol of our human connections, our friendships and love for each other. One night, I was feeling really sad and hopeless. So I posted online. I said something like, "These days, logging onto social media feels like holding someone's hand at the end of the world." But this time, I didn't feel like I was just shouting into empty space. People actually answered me. Then they started talking to each other. And slowly, a little online community started to grow. It was like everyone came together to hold hands. And that made me feel less alone. In these scary and confusing times, with so many bad things happening, I believe there is one thing we really need to hold on to. And that is other people. I know that sounds small, and I know it's made of little moments. But even so, I think it's one tiny bit of light in all the darkness around us. And that's the story. A small story about loneliness, about being human, and about how even in the darkest places, a little light can still shine when we share it with someone else. I hope this story helped you feel a little better, or maybe helped you feel more connected. If you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this, especially if you're learning English. You can also share this video with a friend who might need it. Thanks so much for watching. Take care, be kind, and see you next time.